welcome to your ECA with me, Miss Sachs, as I take you on a journey with Colgate toothpaste. Now, what we're going to do today is we're going to look at all things that you can make with Colgate toothpaste. And we are going to be making a London bus with the boxes, and then we're going to be using the actual toothpaste to make some magic clay, or you may even know it as magic slime. So what we're going to start with today is our London bus. And what you're going to need for this is 2 Colgate boxes. Now I'm going to move my camera around a little bit, so I'm really sorry if it's a bit jumpy, but all the material that you need is here in front of me. So I just need to move the camera so that you can see the material nicely. Right, so what you're going to need today is 2 Colgate boxes that look something like this. Any toothpaste box will do. I'm just using Colgate because it is quite fun colors and they are red as well. So there's my 2 Colgate boxes. You then need some glue. You can use any glue. You don't just need this type of glue. You can have a glue gun or anything like that. You need some cardboard where you can draw and cut out your tires. So these are going to be the bus wheels that go round and round. You need some cardboard for that. You need some scissors today. Please make sure you're being safe with them and they are not too sharp. A black marker, if you can't find any black card, I couldn't, so I used the black marker to color in the tires. You're going to need a spoon. You're going to need a Tupperware or a bowl that you can maybe throw away. The goo or slime or clay, it does wash out, but if your parents don't want you to use Tupperware, please use a bowl that you can throw away. And you're going to need some corn flour. Now this corn flour is really cheap and you can do loads of fun things with corn flour. It is actually a really cool product. So you just need some corn flour today. So how are we going to start our buses? You're going to take the toothpaste out of the box and you're going to then close or reseal the box by just putting a little bit of glue on the end here, and then you just stick the cardboard box down. Okay, you have to maybe hold it for a little while just to make sure it's sealed. I have already sealed this side or one of the boxes because I've pre-done one side of the bus so that we know that it's going to look really smart and you're not going to sit on the computer for too long. Right, once both your boxes are sealed on the side, you are going to put some glue at the top of one of your boxes. So you just add some glue to the top of one of your boxes. Put on quite a bit because it can get a little bit heavy. And make sure that your boxes are centered like that. They must be straight on either end. If they are skew, then they are going to look a bit strange. So there's the start of our double-decker bus. Now I've done the one side of the double-decker bus already to show you how to do it so you don't have to sit on the computer for too long. And if I turn my bus around, this side of my bus is already complete. But what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you how to stick the wheels on. So what I did to make the wheels was I just took the top of my glue stick. I traced around the top of the glue stick on the cardboard, and I made 4 wheels like that. I then took my black marker and I colored the wheel in there so it looks like a tire. Right, now what you're going to do is you're just going to put a little bit of glue on the back of your tires and try and place them fairly evenly on either side, otherwise your bus might stand a little bit skew. And we don't want that. So I put the tires on first to make sure that they stick by the time I'm finished this demonstration and we have a complete bus. So one way that you can do this is I've colored in the windows black. Okay, so I've made it look like a bit of a silhouette. What you could also do if you wanted to, you could cut the black bits out and make real holes for the windows, and then it would also still look like a bus. But I've decided to do it in my black marker today. So I'm going to show you how to do the lines and the windows on this side of your bus. Now don't worry about any of the writing or the barcodes or anything like that. You just design your bus over that because you don't need any of that. So Firstly, I have got quite a thick black marker. It's just easier to use. It is permanent marker as well because it goes onto the boxes really well. The first tip I can give you is make sure that your corners are rounded, because if you look at a bus in London, you will see that it's got round tops. It's not square like this. So that's a nice way of getting your bus to look like it has got round edges. Okay, so I'm just going to do the top one quickly. Make sure you have the line all the way across. You can use a ruler for this. I did on the other side. But if you have a steady hand, you can also just use the way that your hand flows with the marker, and then you just color in the outside line black all the way around. And I'm not going to keep you too much longer on this one because I'm going to just show you how to do two sides, and then we're going to move on. So there I've just colored the edges. As you can see, I'll color that bit and that bit. I will also put around the edges on the bottom bit, and then on my double decker at the top, I have got two long windows, and at the bottom I wanted to put lots of little windows. So I'm just going to do one big window on the top so you can see how I did it, and then I just colored that in. So one big window on the top, and then you can use your little windows at the bottom. Remember, you can design your bus how you want. You could also design a train using the same method, but maybe not a double-decker train. Maybe you could add your boxes on that way. So there we go. That is the side of my bus. That side is still coming on. If you would like to do the front of your bus, that could also be quite fun. And I'm just going to quickly draw some lights, because the lights are on the front of the bus. You can do your lights in a yellow color if you would like to. And you can do the windscreen, which the bus driver is going to look through. And you can do the windscreen that the passengers on the top are going to look through. So there is the front of my double-decker bus. You can be as creative as you would like. You can also do the back of your bus. I'm not going to do that today, but you can get creative with the back of your bus. So if you see, the bus can now stand perfectly on its wheels, and it looks quite realistic because the boxes have been painted, or they are already printed, the colors of a London bus. So there is your task with the boxes today. Now we're going to have some fun with the chemistry of toothpaste and corn flour. Now we are going to be making slime or clay. But what is magic about this is when you put the corn flour in, it gives the toothpaste a really strange reaction. So we're going to see what it does in a minute. Now, before you take your toothpaste, please make sure you're asking your mum and dad whether they mind that you use the toothpaste. So I'm going to put in quite a lot, not too much, because it is quite depends on how much slime or clay that you want. I've just put in about that much. Then the corn flour, you don't need to measure it, but don't put too much in, just a little bit to sort of make it go stodgy. So there's roughly the amount of corn flour. Why I haven't measured this out is because there is no measurement. You just need to see the texture of your toothpaste and how when it becomes a little bit stodgy. So you need to mix all of that together. And as you can see, the texture of it is quite thick because the corn flour makes it really thick. Now this is a little bit too thick. I put in a bit too much corn flour. So what you can do is just add a tiny bit more toothpaste and carry on mixing. And this should make it a little bit more watery. And you will see your clay forming as you get the mixture correct. I need a little bit more toothpaste. I have already made some of this just in case this mixture didn't work live. I don't see why it shouldn't, but it might not have. So I did make a mixture just before I started the video, just in case. Now, there is pretty much the correct density. It's quite thick to stir, as you can see, but it all sits together. It doesn't leave any bits at the end. Okay. Now, when you take this out the bowl, you will see over here, it's gone really fat and flat. Okay. Now, also, what's a lovely thing about this is it smells delicious. So, if I pick this piece of dough or clay up, you will get quite a lot of it on your fingers. But when we put it together and make a nice ball, it makes a really, really cool piece of dough. Now, what you could do with this is put some food coloring in it. And why it is magic and why I keep moving it is because of the corn flour, and I'm not sure why this happens, but if I leave it for a long time, it will eventually go flat and it looks like it's wet. So as you can see, I've left it for a while, it's going flat and it looks like it's not going to stick together. It looks like it's going to all fall apart. And that's why it's magic, because when I start moving it again, it all comes together and it comes off my fingers. So it's really fun to play with it because it can look like it's melting over your fingers. And then all of a sudden, when you start moving it again, it then comes together. And it, as I said, smells absolutely delicious. So guys, there are two fun tasks today that you can do with toothpaste and with toothpaste boxes. And I hope you have an amazing time experimenting with toothpaste. It is really fun stuff. Have a lovely afternoon, Repton. Bye.